Hi everybody, I'm going to show you this time different ways that I'm using to organize my different pencils and markers and some crafting tools, the smaller ones. This is where I keep some Rose Art markers. They're very inexpensive, but I actually like them. I think they work fairly well. And this is in an actual pencil holder that I purchased from Office Max. I believe I've seen the same thing at Target. These two glass containers, which are really small. This just contains some tools for my Cricut, a little ruler, things like that. And this is called, I think they're Brush Art markers. I don't know who really makes them, but I really like them. And these little glass vases are actually really simple. And I purchased them from a hospice type of thrift store that we have where I live for only 25 cents a piece. So you can see what they look like there. Really inexpensive. They cleaned up really nicely. And then this purple vase, which I really like a lot. I think it's very unique. I actually got that at Goodwill, believe it or not, for 50 cents. As far as storing my glitters, my Martha Stewart glitters in the bottom here, and on the top tier I have my different colored embossing powders. I'd certainly like to collect more, but for being pretty much a beginner at this, I've got a decent collection so far. The silver thing that they are contained in is actually a spice rack that was on sale at Walmart for only $15. And I took the spices out, of course, and they just, you can see they just fit absolutely perfectly in this, and it spins around, so that's really neat. They're really accessible. I really like that. Now here I actually have some Crayola markers. They're okay. I like them. They're not bad at all, actually. Would love to afford some of the more expensive ones, but I can't. So these are absolutely fine though. And this is just a rectangular, taller glass vase. Probably use it for flowers. I think I actually picked that up at Michael's or again another thrift store. Don't really remember now. Now these are my Le Plume 2 markers, which I really like. Really like to get all of the sets for these. Let me show you this. Really neat. Okay, I'm going to pull them out. And the plastic container that they're in, believe it or not, I got this at Michael's a long time ago. And look at this. It's actually a mold that you use when you're making candles. And this would be a mold for a tall candle. And the Le Plume 2 pencils, or markers, are quite tall. And you see they fit there really nicely. And I like the fact that all of my vases are clear because I can see the colors of the pencils and the markers very easily. I've seen some pretty ones that would look nice on my desk and in my room, but they're not clear, and that kind of defeats the purpose of finding things quickly. Now this is really interesting. I got this little stamp. I should have had a before and after picture from a bookstore that had been where I lived forever, that went out of business. And it was a display rack actually, and it had these little plastic things that you actually, they had these little bookmark things that they displayed. And let me just show you here. I have to take off my jars. Okay, now where the little silver embellishments are, these little hearts, I think they're called Wedding Gems by Jolie. Hiding underneath here, I actually plucked them off with a razor blade, were these little plastic things that stuck out that were like just to hang an item on. On the top here, there was the advertisement for what the item was, and I lopped that off. And I just put the little silver embellishments there just to hide the blemish in the plastic. So I think that looks kind of neat. And what do I have displayed? The bottles, little jars that I moved, are small sample sizes of the Martha Stewart glitters. Really like those. And on the bottom row, I have some smaller jars of flocking powder that I purchased at Michael's craft store. So I'll show you this real quickly. This is a very simple shelf, really inexpensive shelf. Again, I picked up at Goodwill, and it was $2, that's right. And it was white, and I actually painted this black. I have done all kinds of things for this room with black spray paint. It's amazing. Incidentally, including my desk. It actually used to be an oak grain type of laminate, and the guys will just love to tell you how you can't paint on laminate, and you must sand everything. Well, you know what? I painted this puppy and I work a lot and I was too tired to go through this sanding issue. And look at this. My desk turned out black and I love it. I just love the color. Now, if you remember the candle mold that I showed you for the Lip Plume 2 pencils or markers, look at this. This is where I'm displaying my little flower collection. I don't have many right now, but what I have, I really like. So now, look at these red flowers. Does this look familiar? This is also in a candle mold container. That's what I used it for. It had the little price tags off, which I used sticker remover stuff to take it off with and clean it up. And it's shorter than the other one. You can see the height difference, hopefully. But I really like it. And again, it being clear just shows me my flowers very, very nicely. So, oh, one more thing, a couple more things actually. This little holder that I'm using for my ink pads, I actually got from the bookstore that was going out of business. How wonderful. They actually gave it to me. It's got a cute little holder on the side here that I use in my Martha Stewart glue pad. And I have more colored ink pads, but I put my favorite ones and the ones that I use the most often. I've stacked in it. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like when they're out. It's kind of like a nice clear acrylic container. And if any of you have looked online for acrylic containers or little shelves, acrylic is actually very, very expensive to buy. Now these are my first little set of Prisma pencils, and I just simply went ahead and used the box and how you can fold the flap and make it its own little stand. And that's okay, that's fine. These are really neat. I got these at Office Max, and they're portfolio oil pastels. Really kind of fun to use in a different media to use. And that's just in another little square type of glass container. Now, stickles. Some people store them upside down. Some people don't care. They store them right side up. You can see I'm doing both here. I don't really have something neat for stickles. I've seen ideas online, but I haven't really liked what I've seen. And anything I guess I like to purchase, I just don't want to spend the money on right now. Well, look at these little holes that they're in. This is really kind of funny. This little white plastic square was actually in a Coleman cooler that I guess you put the ice pack on it or something, but the holes fit the tops of my stickles perfectly. I don't have enough, that's why I've got some extra upright, and it fits my glossy accents that I keep upside down. And I have a little tube of Martha Stewart ribbon glue, and I've got this really neat, if you can see it, little wooden box I got at a thrift store, again, real inexpensively, and it just seems to fit really nicely over that wooden box. How nice is that? The last thing I'll show you is my ribbon holder. Look at this. Isn't that neat? That was only $7. I got that at Lowe's, and it's just it's a towel holder. Yeah, that's kind of a pain. You know, if you want to change the order of your ribbons, you have to unscrew the ends here and all that stuff. But for $7, that's not bad. And well, this is my last cute little thing. This is my name, and I got these little things from Michaels. The letters were only $1 a piece. Got a short name, so that was kind of easy. And I guess you're supposed to hang them probably with a yellow ribbon, you know, actually up like this, and that's how you should hang it. Sorry about my shadow in the way there. But I actually kind of liked the yellow ribbon just kind of casually draping down, and so I've got them nailed at the top of the letters. Well, that's all I'm going to show you this time. There'll be more later. Thanks for watching. Any comments or suggestions, please feel free absolutely to comment below. Thank you. Bye-bye.